With militant activity from Iran subsiding after a tense week in the region, headlines have moved on to covering dramatic royals and impeachment battles, but Iran's policy analysts and resistant leaders say that now is precisely the time the U.S. and the world should take action. One America's Chanel Rion has more.
Reza Jafarzadeh, Deputy Director of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, otherwise referred to as Iran's parliament in exile, told One American News President Trump was being gracious in his assessment that the Iranian regime was standing down. Iran's reality is much worse.
What you saw was like absolute desperation and impotence on the part of the Iran regime. It's not a choice that they decided to stand down. This is all they could do.
For days after the surprise U.S. killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani and other top leaders, Iran promised to avenge Soleimani, resulting in a loud buildup that culminated in limited strikes on 2 bases in Iraq and 0 American casualties. Jafarzadeh says this is a signal we must elevate the pressure, not step back. Unfortunately, says Jafarzadeh, U.S. media is complicit in pushing Iranian propaganda, which may misguide our world leaders' approach to Iran.
I think the media is getting 3 things wrong. First of all, the perception that the Iran regime has created that, look, the whole region is in my pocket. I set the rules, and I'm going to use terrorism. You either listen to me or I'm going to hit you. And they have accepted that as though this is the equation that everybody has to live with. No, it's not. Second, they feel that the Iran regime is more powerful than what it actually is, but their resources are very, very limited. There's a lot of hot air and very limited ability to deliver it. And third, they're overlooking the realities on the ground in Iran, that the vast majority of the Iranian population are against this regime.
Claire Lopez, a career CIA operations officer and published Iran scholar at Center for Security Policy, adds it is misguided to say we are not at war with Iran after this week.
We are very glad that nobody was hurt or killed. We're very glad that there's not going to be any war in the Middle East. There aren't going to be any American boots on the ground. The 101st Airborne is not going to drop out of the sky. That's not going to happen. But I think we do have to realize that we remain at war with this regime because it declared war on us.
This war, says Claire, has raged for the last 40 years, guided by a radical theology.
So this is a long pattern of hostility, of animosity to the United States from this regime. There's no reason we have to think that they're going to stop now. And if anyone doubts, just have a look at their constitution and what it says.
Lopez says media and politicians have for years ignorantly downplayed the role of jihadist ideology in grappling the Iran problem.
This regime is dedicated to jihad in order to expand the revolution and to put the entire world under an Islamic state, under rule of Islamic law, of Sharia. That's what their constitution says.
Not only that, top Iranian leadership subscribe to a Shiite eschatology, one in which a messianic figure is to return.
The scary part about this is that they believe that not only is this Mahdi figure coming back someday, but that they can expedite his return by causing enough chaos and strife and warfare on earth that he'll feel compelled to come back maybe sooner than he otherwise would have. This is hardcore devotion to Islamic objectives and doctrine. That's what drives them.
Understanding this drive is key to solving the Iran problem going forward. And, Lopez adds, President Trump understands better than his predecessors how to approach such a regime.
He showed himself resolute. He has shown himself, and I think this is a good thing, a little bit unpredictable, so that keeps them off balance. That's good, even if it makes us kind of uneasy sometimes. Think what it does to the regime.
Lopez says the U.S. needs to support the Iranians protesting this regime.
We have to make known that we support them. We have to make known that we consider this regime illegitimate because the people themselves considered illegitimate, and because this regime has so violated their human rights, it has no legitimacy. We should be saying these things.
Such language would hold particular power now, since the Iranians have been exposed for their bluff and bluster. Chanel Rion, One American News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.